Ladies and gentlemen, whenever you hear these horns, it's the panel! A round of applause for the panel live! Politics. Wow, 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 look at this. A live crowd, a packed crowd. Oh my goodness me. Jose Barbosa, how are you? Round of applause for Jose.
Mate, I am tip-top, 100%. No, 110%.
Good on you, mate, good on you. Who's in the audience tonight?
Well, sir, you're in the audience. Uncle Jim's in the audience tonight.
Where's Jim from?
Where are you from, Jim?
Romantic Russell.
Romantic Russell. Got a round of applause for Jim. Very good, very good. It is so good to see you tonight, and a big welcome to the listeners at home, to the panel. Now, tonight, Auckland City, a city forging ahead or a road going nightmare. From school lunches to TDT education, the battleground of the year, and do you trust the police? All that and more. With us tonight, Heather Roy, former Deputy Leader for ACT. Welcome, Heather Roy.
Thank you.
How are you tonight?
Very well, thank you.
All right, quick round fire. Heather Roy, who is your favourite Green MP?
Can I do ex-favourite MP?
Go for it.
Sue Bradford.
Sue Bradford, all right. Heather Roy, would you like to see compulsory military service for 6 months in New Zealand?
Oh, why not?
Okay. What do we think of that, team? Compulsory military service, what do you think about that, sir?
Compulsory service?
Right, man of many words here. Okay, and with us tonight is Simon Wilson, senior writer for the New Zealand Herald. Simon! Hey!
Cara Wallace.
Can you hear me, Simon?
I can hear you.
Come to the microphone.
I can.
Simon.
Can you hear me?
Right.
Ah.
All right, so quick fire. Is sushi woke?
It's sushi woke. No,
Okay.
it's just not very filling.
All right. Simon Wilson, you have a flat tyre, you wave down a car, and 3 men jump out. They are Winston Peters, David Seymour, Chris Luxon. Who would you hand the spanner to?
David Seymour. I want to see him sweat.
All right. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And this man knows Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland City. Phil Goff, former leader of Labour, former mayor of Auckland.
Hey!
Phil Goff. Phil, how are you tonight? How are you?
Good. It's good to be in Tamaki Makaurau.
Who?
If it wasn't for Winston Peters, I'd still be in London at 3 degrees with the sun setting at 3:30. So thank you, Winston.
So it's not that good.
Calm down. All right. I mean, sir, calm down tonight. Phil, who is your favourite ACT MP?
My favourite ACT MP. Oh,
Have a think about that. Let's move on.
come back to me in a couple of hours.
All right. You once described Trump as an abusive bully. Will you apologise tonight?
Absolutely bloody not.
Okay, and finally we have Holly Bennett, head of the Māori lobby group Awhi, and former advisor to Labour's Paul Goldsmith. Round of applause for Holly. Tonight, Holly. Hey! All right, Holly, what was in your school lunch?
Cameo creams.
What?
Cameo creams. They are amazing biscuits.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
A sandwich and some fruit.
And is Chris Luxon the person to take National into the election?
You have to wait and see, won't you?
Oh, come on. Come on, Holly. Okay, all right. Now, big news today. The government has taken the ceremonial scissors to red tape a promise to overhaul the massive Resource Management Act. Groundbreaking when it came out in 91. It dictates that Kiwis can do with every part of their life. Your house, streets, rivers, parks, even the air that you breathe is to be replaced by a Planning Act and a Natural Environment Act. Thumbs up or thumbs down for this change? Heather Roy.
Thumbs up from me. We campaigned on that. David Seymour campaigned on it, and it's long overdue. The RMA was meant to be enabling, and it's been anything but. So we'll see if this is the right solution, but it's a move in the right direction, I think.
Move in the right direction. All right, Simon Wilson, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Wallace, it's like this. These two documents are both so thick. I haven't read them yet. I doubt you've read them yet. There will be good things in them because everybody knows the RMA needs to be reformed, but there will also be fishhooks there, a lot of fishhooks, I'm
Phil
sure.
Goff, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, the devil will be in the detail. I was listening to a resource management lawyer on the radio today, and she said, I've looked through it quickly. It looks very much like what David Parker did, that they scrapped 2 years ago, rebranded under their name and brought out themselves. But I suspect there'll be some things in it that are absolutely necessary and that'll be good, and there'll be some things in it where they don't get the balance between people's right to have a say over the environment that they live in and the conditions that they live under in their homes, and the state's ability to allow anybody to come in and do anything.
Okay.
So I hope they've got the balance right.
All right, Holly Bennett.
Big thumbs up. If you take over 100 plans down to 17, that's good news.
Okay, what do you think about this? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm with Phil Goff on this. Got to get into the detail.
Now, let's go to the audience. Jose, you've got a person just behind you. I think he's Mr. Big Mining, is that right?
That is right. We've got here Patrick Phelps. He is the manager of Minerals West Coast. So he knows about resources and he knows about management. G'day, Patrick.
Oh, kia ora.
So what do you reckon? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Oh, big thumbs up.
Well, okay, explain why.
Because I have big thumbs.
Okay.
I think we need you on.
Thank you. The panel live.
No, generally
All right.
speaking, it's become just too difficult to do anything in this country. And what we're seeing is an exodus of young people and people who already own property becoming rent seekers effectively. It's got to be easy to develop, basically, create jobs, create houses, just do stuff rather than stop stuff.
Thank you for taking the mic away from me. It was quite emasculating.
What? Claire's the panel. What do you think about that, Claire?
I have to believe that the devil's in the detail. I think the trouble is when we have two such incredibly detailed documents, it's very easy for us to go headlines. I want to know the detail.
All right. Want to know the detail? Heather Roy?
Sorry?
Want to know the detail?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I'm pleased that that there will be a full select committee process so that some submissions can be heard, and all of these things will be discussed in a lot of
All
detail.
right, very, very good. Okay, so mixed response here to the RMA. Now, Auckland City, 1.6 million, 15 years of super city, glistening harbour, having a shardy in the viaduct, waving hi to Leo Malloy, a premier Pacifica city, but not all is well in Tamaki Makaurau. Homelessness very much on the streets, roadworks wherever you go, congestion only going one way, it's getting worse. And then safety. I just want to acknowledge too, this evening, the fatal stabbing on an Auckland bus today. 2 separate assaults on the East Auckland bus. So I just want to go around the panel here. On a scale of 10 being great, 1 being a shocker, how does the panel rate Tamaki Makaurau? Holly Bennett, 10 being great, 1 being a shocker.
10 out of 10.
Why?
I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Definitely not Wellington.
Well, let's just. I've got to get a response from the law lecturer at Victoria University. Hello, you come to Auckland for this and you get that.
Oh, God, you expect it from Aucklanders, eh? You know, the myth about Wellington's demise is overstated. We're still rocking in the capital, don't worry.
Of course you are, of course you are. All right, so what about you, a former mayor of Auckland?
Yeah, well, comparing it with Wellington setting a very low threshold. Sorry about that. I think its potential is 10. I think we've reached about 7. This is a great city, beautiful environment. It's the one international city that this country has. It's the gateway to the country. It's got huge potential. It's got the population base to be, fantastic. It's diverse, multicultural, but we haven't done everything that we needed to do. I came from South Auckland to get here, and I came by motorbike. When I looked at my GPS, not knowing I was on a motorbike, it said it'd be 1 hour and 20 minutes to get to Ponsonby from Ardmore. On a motorbike, I did it in about 55 minutes. But things like congestion, we've really got to get on top of that. You can only get on top of that with a decent public transport system. We haven't got that yet. We're on the way.
Simon Wilson, I mean, you write often about Auckland. Why can't we be more like great cities like Melbourne?
We can be, and we are. I went for a bike ride on Sunday, as I often do, and I rode past Te Karanga Plaza, and I saw what is sometimes known as Brownie's Pool. It was full of people, all sorts of people, families, young people, older people, just amazing the number of people having a great time there. When you said before, Wallace, that congestion's only getting worse, in fact that isn't true. Congestion has remained has gone up a bit, but if you think about something like the Harbour Bridge...
Oh, come on. You're not fooling anyone here.
Most of the, about close to half the people on the Harbour Bridge in the morning peak are on a bus, and that is because there is a policy of managing congestion with public transport.
Right.
CRL will open next year, Eastern Busway will open, there will be a Northwestern Busway, there will be more rapid transit. This is the right way to fix this problem, and it is happening.
Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Why are we
Can I tell you something else, Wallace, about that?
Right-wing politicians keep killing our endeavours to create a decent public transport system. Right-wing politicians are the block that prevents this from being a great city.
And it takes time
Heather
to build
Roy,
infrastructure,
come
and
to our
it's
guest soon.
happening.
Heather Roy, come to the microphone.
You need to come to Wellington. We've got a great public transport system.
That's not an answer.
Not
Yes,
an
it
answer.
is. Yes, it is.
Come to the microphone, Heather.
No, look, I'm not the best qualified person to talk about Auckland, I have to say, because I am a proud Wellingtonian. I would give it 7 out of 10. I do enjoy visiting, but I can't see myself living here. I am very envious of the limited rate rise that you have here compared to what we've
We'll
had
talk
on
about that
Wellington.
very, very soon. We've got a very, very special guest in the audience, Jose.
We certainly do. I just interrupted her with some tomato sauce in one hand and a beer in the other. Desley Simpson, Deputy Mayor of Auckland, welcome. You got very animated during that. You were jumping up and down in your seat.
Yeah, I heard the Herald say positive things about Auckland. I got really excited. Look, I love Auckland, and I think the 2026 is going to be a fabulous year for Auckland. The CRL, we've talked about public transport, that will open next year, and that's a game changer for people who are using the train network. It will connect with the bus network. It will be fantastic. Congestion charging, Mayor Goff talked about that during his time. That will happen, I think, this term with central government. We are going to get on top of the transport issues. Add that to the opening of NZICC next year, the Central Interceptor below the ground, the biggest wastewater project in the country, again started way back in your time, Mayor Goff. These things take time. You can't tunnel under the ground for 16 kilometres, over 16 kilometres for the Central Interceptor. You can't tunnel under the ground for the CRL without it taking a few years, And we're getting there.
All right.
The tides are turning, and it's going to be a fabulous 2026 for all.
Okay, shall we go to the next generation in Tāmaki. Hey, round of applause for Desley Simpson, all the way. So nice to have you here. Let's go to the very next generation of Aucklanders. With us is a little Wallace Jr. Okay, Wallace, what do you like about Auckland?
The museum, because it has cool exhibitions.
And with us, we have a friend, Baz. Baz, how are you tonight, Baz?
Hi.
What's your fluffy toy called?
Rapati.
Rapati, kia ora. Now, what is your favourite thing about Auckland?
The tallest building in New Zealand.
Scott, we love a Sky. Round of applause for Baz and Wallace. Very cool.
Wallace Desley has a message for Wallace Jr.
Yeah, Desley.
Hey, Wallace Jr., I have a message for you. You love the museum? Guess what's opening tonight? A sharks exhibition.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile. Someone clip that for social media. Desley Simpson doing the shark, please. I want to go around to one of my friends, one of the great reporters in Aotearoa. I run applause to Indira Stewart.
This is on. I think it's a tale of two cities, and I think a lot of the commentary could be relevant if you're living in central Auckland or Ponsonby, but how about we go all the way out South Auckland, all the way out west, and ask them how they feel about all those issues. I think they're very different answers.
Just a round of applause for Indira. Yeah, very, very good indeed. Now, what about the, what do you think? Staying on local council, rates cap, the government capping the rates. Heather Roy, is this a good move or is it a shocker?
The jury's out for me. I think that something needs to be done about the huge rate rises that too many places around the country have been subject to over the last few years. But I think that capping the rates makes it very difficult for councils to do their jobs properly, I think.
Holly, capping rates, what do you think?
I'm pretty agnostic to this decision. It obviously impacts me because I have a home now and I've worked really hard to do that. But what I would say is that I think that when we get down to these very reductive arguments where it's like yes or no, rates and caps, no rate caps, it takes away the nuance from policy, and we actually need to think about policy a bit better.
Phil Goff and Simon.
Yeah, well, I can't say what I think of it because we're on Radio New Zealand on air. It's just rubbish. It's pure politics. If the government wants to bring the rates down, the 15 cents that they put on every rate dollar that people in this room are paying, it's called GST, they could return to Auckland Council. Auckland Council had that $400 million in income. They wouldn't have to put the rates up by 7.9% this year. If the government decided they'd pay rates on their property, which they don't in Auckland, they'd be paying Auckland Council another $38 million a year. If they wanted to look at alternatives to rates, why not have a bed tax, which you have almost everywhere in the world, so that the tourists that come and pay and stay here pay towards the infrastructure they use? There's 3 suggestions to government if they were really serious.
He's running. He's running. Uh-oh. Phil's back. Oh, my God. Who supports, here, hands up, a bed tax? Why, sir?
It's a revenue earner from people who are freeloading.
What about you?
Negative.
Why not?
Had enough of taxes, to be honest. So need to get rid of all the closed tenders that the council does. That's my main concern. They're not putting them out to the general population.
Simon, this man's had enough of taxes.
Yeah, so you're a visitor to Auckland, you told us, and we love having visitors to Auckland, but you use our roads, you use our public toilets, you use all of the facilities.
He's having a go.
And you don't pay for them, but we pay for them because we love having you here. We think a little bit paid back in a bed tax would be a good idea.
Yeah.
My mother and my girlfriend and my sister and everyone else pays probably a lot more tax than you, Simon. So, yeah.
Wallace, we've got some
That's
very
Corey,
vocal
that's Corey the cameraman there. All right, let's stick on this. I want to actually, when I think of Tamaki Makaurau and the great culture, I think of one person, or many people actually. I think of, round of applause for Otis Frizzell.
Kia ora.
Hey.
Oh yeah, Otis.
I'm fantastic now. I'm nearly as drunk as I promised I'd get, Wallace.
What do you make of the stuff you're hearing of the panel?
Well, I'm a ruthless bleeding lefty, and I just believe that taxes are worthwhile because the people that need them get the shit they need. That's what it's all about. That's why make your money, pay your taxes, everyone gets a fair share, and then Auckland can be as great as it really wants to be, bro.
It's a fair point, Holly.
Well, what I would say is that I'm sure Russell has views about us going up there. And so if we're going to talk about bed tax, we probably need to talk about it across the motu rather than just Tamaki Makaurau.
Fair enough.
All right, round of applause for the panel. Great stuff. All right. Now to this. I want to bring this up. So, what a year it's been in education. Yeah, that's right. That's the sound of a principal on fire. We had the never-ending school lunch fiasco. Then we had more curriculum changes in Ika Poka Stika, and more recently there's been the removal of tiriti in school boards. Where to start? I know where to start. The principal.
Yes,
Jose.
Wallace, we've got Claire Amos here, principal of Albany High School. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, that was really a weird way I said hello. But you're a regular on the panel. What's this year been like for you?
It's been a hell of a year for education. We've had a whole lot of changes rushed through. We've also had a whole lot of silver bullet solutions that do not recognise the complexity of education and doesn't actually put the most at-risk students at the heart of what we need to be focusing on. So I'm actually really concerned at the rate of changes and the lack of collaboration and the lack of care that's being taken. We've got a Minister of Education who is approaching education like it's a business and has a set of KPIs that they want to roll out, and they want to hit their targets at any cost. And it's going to be at the cost of the most at-risk young people in our education system.
Well said, and thank you for not taking the mic from me.
Okay. Holly Bennett, let's start with you. Taking Te Tiriti out of education, where do you stand?
Well, I can't talk about this because I have a client that I represent.
All right. Well, if you had a sort of a Bobby tray, what's your sense? What's the vibe, Holly?
I'm pretty agnostic to it because what I would say for me, Crown continues to put things in legislation that they don't uphold, and you've got to start there.
Okay, all right. Heather Roy, what do you think?
About Te Tiriti?
Yeah, out of education.
I have some sympathy for the thing about the Crown actually taking responsibility for Te Tiriti and being able to delegate authority. So I don't have any issue with what's happened. I think most schools have decided they're going to continue as they are anyway. There's nothing preventing them from carrying on.
It shouldn't be a choice, says Claire. Heather Roy. It shouldn't be a choice.
She did. For most, it doesn't seem to be a choice, and I do think that not every school is the same. They do need to have some flexibility.
Can I just say something when you're talking about choice? I think it's really important when you're actually talking about upholding Te Tiriti for people. It looks different to every mana whenua across the country. So when you're saying you're upholding tikanga, it's very hard for the Ministry of Education to then be prescriptive about the tikanga rohi to rohi, mana whenua to mana whenua, and that's actually what we need to look at when you're talking about upholding tikanga.
Yeah, and the issue is actually upholding Te Tiriti. It's a founding document of our country, and absolutely every school should be expected to do it. The joy of self-governing schools is we absolutely have choice as to what that looks like on the ground. And I'm not denying that that is something in question. We should be able to do it in a way that suits the character of our schools. The fact that if we do it should not be a
The tikanga is not your school's tikanga, it's the tikanga of Māori. It's whoever you have as mana whenua. So if you cannot stand here and tell me that you know what the tikanga is of those who live within your rohi, you shouldn't be trying to uphold tikanga.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to continue this because we've got another guest, I think, from the chief executive of the Free Speech Union.
We do. We've got Ghislaine Heather here. Thank you for coming in, Ghislaine.
Thank you for having me. Look at me taking the microphone off.
Yeah, to the mic. So what do you think then? Where do you stand, the Free Speech Union?
I love this. This is about free speech, engaging in constructive dialogue about what really matters to each area, each school, each person. This is what it's all about. It's not about me telling you what to think. It's not about the government as well. It's about engaging. Put your arguments out there and what matters for the children, what matters for education, what matters for each community. That's what free speech is.
Simon Wilson.
So what I would say in response to that is we don't think that any kid should be allowed to say, I'm not interested in maths, so I won't do it. All our kids should be taught maths, and I think it's the same with the treaty. It is one of the great things about this country, but more than that, it's one of the defining things about this country. And we're not going to agree on what it all means, but that's fine. We should be debating it. Our kids should understand that debate and should have, as they grow, a more and more sophisticated understanding of that. And that is foundational to us, and I would say most other countries probably understand that in relation to their own history. Somehow we resile from it.
Ghislaine.
I absolutely agree. We should teach everyone about the treaty, about our foundation, about our history. Is it about being a partner and upholding the obligations of the treaty? I'm not so certain that my local school board needs to be a partner to the Crown in that way. Teaching the history, upholding it, doing whatever you want. I completely agree.
Phil Goff, how do you respond to the Free Speech Union?
Well, the only reason that it was taken out of the curriculum was pure politics, coalition politics and ideology. I never heard a single complaint about what was happening there unless they were activists in the New Zealand First Party or the ACT Party. This country
is a bit harsh.
This country, it's true. It might be harsh, but it's true. And look, we're a diverse country. We're originally a bicultural, now a multicultural country. We should make sure that we understand our own history, and we should make sure that we understand that there are different ways of looking at what we do in life and what our history was about. And having the treaty as part of the curriculum enabled us to do that. I thought it was a positive, not a negative.
Round of applause for Ghislaine. One more response, Ghislaine, Heather.
The
they're talking about teaching and learning about the treaty. Of course we want that in history. We're not saying that you don't have that in history. Maybe my own personal view, should every school board be a partner and uphold the treaty principles, which we don't know what they are, a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah, well, the point
right.
is that they don't know how to, and so then where do we go? You always have to look to the Crown because there's two partners of the Te Tiriti, and that's the Crown and iwi hapu Māori. So I'm really get sick of non-Māori sitting out there telling Māori what Te Tiriti and upholding is going to look like to them.
Okay, all right. Look, we could keep going on this, but there's a lot to get through. I wanted to talk about retail, jobs, and a whole lot more. We used to do this on Backbenchers, a show that I did for about 10 or so years. And it was yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir. How are you tonight?
Very well, thank you.
You enjoying this?
I love it.
All of us too.
Yeah, we all do. You are just hot with the peninsula, eh? What's one?
All right, well, I think, honestly, with the supposed Treaty of Waitangi, we're totally talking past the point. I think we should have a comprehensive conversation on Hei Whakaputanga 1835 Declaration of Independence. The Treaty of Waitangi was written by colonisers, the Royal Navy. They didn't care about the people who actually live here. And I think we're totally talking past the point. How can we get justice from a vehicle of total injustice? I don't care.
Okay, it was going to be quiz time, but thank you. Thank you. All right, so here we go. It's time for the panel quiz. So the rules are this. What you do, I ask the question, and you've got to rattle your... That's the one, Simon. Here we go. Right, and we've got a gift as well from... Are you excited, Wallace?
Yeah?
You know what it is?
Road cones.
Don't say that. Okay, right. Right, okay, here we go. What politician once said to a waiter, "Don't you know who I am?" Who was it, Simon?
Aaron Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. Anybody counting?
Aaron Gilmore.
All right. Name one mayor of North Shore before the Super City.
Bob Harvey.
No.
Andrew Williams.
Yes.
George Wood.
Okay, one for Phil Goff. All right. 3. What do they use to roll down the steepest street in the world?
Jaffas.
Yes. Number 4, halfway there. What politician has a second Dan black belt in Taekwondo? Jerry Brownlee, Chloe Swarbrick, or Paul Goldsmith?
Paul Goldsmith.
Can you believe it? Holly, is that actually for real?
Yeah, for real.
All right.
And
very
he's
good.
also a classically trained pianist.
Is he now? Okay.
I know this because I wrote his bio so many times.
You wrote his bio. Okay, all right. 5.
Unfair advantage.
5. What colour did the ACT Party introduce into its logo in 2019?
Pink.
Yes. All right. How long is the Waterview Tunnel?
2.4 Ks.
Oh, rock and roll, Simon.
Wow.
Very good.
That's detailed.
2 more go. The CRL link in Auckland is set to finish A in 2026 or B, designed to go on forever and ever like the Gowrie Tunnel.
2026. The second half of 2026.
Wrong. To go on forever and ever and ever, like a Gowrie Cathedral. It's forever. It's an art project. All right. Finally, where was instant coffee invented? A, Chicago, B, Buenos Aires, C, Invercargill. Oh, hang on. Let's go to Claire Amos' principal.
Actually, no, it's Invercargill from a past panel. There was a discussion on the...
Oh my God, here we go. We've got a supplementary.
Recycling Wallace.
What's your name, sir?
Jack.
Jack, what's your supplementary?
I think it was like originally invented, but it wasn't that good, and then some other guy improved it later on. Like he started the process, but then kind of to get good from there.
You've got a lot to say about instant coffee tonight, for whatever reason. Yeah, okay, mate. That's too much information. All right, who won? Who counted? So, round of applause for Simon Wilson. All right, so here's your open your present. Open your present. There we go. Here we go.
It really is.
And it is.
A road cone.
It's road cone.
More road cones.
Because I need these.
How fitting that is Simon Wilson with road cones.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now it is time for I've Been Thinking. This is what we do every day on the panel. 60 seconds. I've been thinking. Heather Roy.
Thank you, Wallace. Well, I've been thinking that every political issue that comes to the fore at the moment really reinforces my view that we're in desperate need of a 4-year parliamentary term. There's a lot of things being rushed through, and one thing that already seems to have been started a year out from the election is the election campaign, which means we can expect not that much happening next year.
Okay, round of applause. Heather Wright, very good. I've been thinking. Nice and simple. Simon Wilson, I've been
thinking about moving on. It's the end of the year, it's summer, and I am sick of writing about road cones. I'm sick of writing about cycling. I'm sick of writing about all the things that I write over and over and over and over and over and have to write them again. Actually, I'm not that sick, but I am moving on. I'm leaving the Herald at the end of this year. And I'm going to do that so I have lots more time for writing, and this is a big change for me, and I'm going to have a regular column in the New Zealand Listener.
Oh, good idea, very good. Simon. Phil Goff, I've been thinking.
I've been thinking we'll never get another good journalist like Simon Wilson on the Herald. I've been thinking about something different. We have had record temperatures this week across New Zealand. We've had the second wildfire in a month in Tongariro. Our glaciers are retreating. We've got more frequent severe weather events like droughts and floods. And we've got a politician called Donald Trump that says that climate change is a hoax. Now, that's appalling, but we can't do much about him. But we've also got a government that on every step they have taken, it's been a backward step on climate change. And I'm thinking about what they're going to say to their kids and their grandkids when they're asked, what did you do when you had time to deal with this crisis?
I've been thinking. Phil Goff, there you go. And finally, Holly Bennett, I've been thinking.
I've been thinking about the general election 2026, not 2016.
Wow.
Wow.
2016 was a good year.
In 2026, and one of the things that I have been reflecting on is the power of the apology. And I just wondered, and I think the audience here would probably understand when I say, I do think that there's something relatively endearing when a politician gets it wrong and then they apologise and stand up for the thing that they got wrong. And I do wonder if general election 2026, we're going to see a little bit more apologising when people get things wrong, because people are people and they get things wrong.
Good on you, very good, Holly Bennett. Why don't we have an audience, I've been thinking, and now we've got two wonderful producers here, Jose Barbosa and Tessa Guest. Round of applause for them. They've been amazing on the panel. And Tessa, let's have an audience, I've been thinking.
Hey, kia ora, Wallace. Hey, we love to crowdsource here at the panel, and so I'm at the very back of the bar, and who am I with here?
I'm Alex.
Alex, how are you doing today, Alex?
I'm really good, thank you.
Okay, and what is your I've been thinking?
I've been thinking, as I set up here, that my mate Carl in Napier is probably getting a bit bored about all the Auckland-centric conversation. I hope, the conversation can get back to a bit more politics that the whole country listeners are into.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, it is an Auckland special. Well, on that then, you might like this. We're going to be talking about jobs. 2025, a tough year for jobs, for retail. Look, what do we lose? You name it, we lost it. We had Smith & Coe's, the Grove restaurant. We had Kinleith, we had Ravensdown, the Grove, Kate Sylvester. My question is, and we'll come to our guest very, very soon, does the government have, at this moment, a handle on things? What do you think, Holly Bennett?
A handle in regards to job losses?
Job losses.
Well, there's only, I'm not sure how many of those that you read out that the government has a handle on, so I mean that speaks to wider economic climate, but they definitely have a purview of jobs within their remit that they're able to do things with, and I would say it's time for reflection and they need to think about whether or not the cuts that they've made have actually worked.
All right. Now, Tess, if you can come around to here, when we've got a wonderful panellist. Her name is Dame Denise Lestrange-Courbet. A round of applause for Denise. She does really amazing stuff. All right.
Before I answer that,
Yeah.
actually, can I just say how nice it is to see Phil Goff? Because I always thought it was a hologram, because whenever I wrote to him, he never answered me for 3
Here we go.
You must have had the wrong address.
For 3 years, he never answered my emails, and then I took him to the ombudsman, and I won.
Don't remember that.
You heard it here first, Phil Goff.
And I never thought he existed. So nice to see you. I think.
Classic. Not really.
Sorry?
Never mind.
Never mind.
I think
Be honest, how tough is it?
it is so tough, and it goes back to COVID. Everything changed after COVID. We didn't see it coming. We didn't see that once we'd all stayed home and thought it was very jolly for a while, that when people went back, things really kicked in, and bills still had to be paid, mortgages had to be paid, credit cards had to be paid, and people changed the way they shopped. And a lot of them went online. And I can only encourage New Zealanders to support local and shop local, get off bloody Temu, and just get off it. It's abusing children, it abuses people, workers. You can't buy things that cheap without someone not getting
Do you subscribe to that, Heather Roy?
Yes, support local if you can.
Support
absolutely.
local, please, especially Christmas is coming. Get out there, buy something from New Zealand retailers.
Look, it's tough. It's tough, Simon. It's been the story of the year, hasn't it? Retail.
Yes, it has, and I completely agree. I completely agree with Denise about this. We like having vibrant city centres. We like having vibrant shopping centres. That means we have to buy things in the shops. If we don't buy things in the shops, we won't have shops. We won't have shopping centres.
Now, another person who we love having on the panel is, look, a round of applause for Mark Knopf-Thomas, Chief Executive of the Newmarket Association. Sorry we couldn't be in Newmarket, mate. But thanks for taking the corporate cab over.
Competitors.
Yeah. All right. What do you think about what you've been hearing?
I think it's been a very tough few years, but I am quite confident that we've turned a corner, and the last couple of months have been a lot better. So we're going into 2026 a lot more optimistic than we have been for any year for the past 4 years. There seems to be a bit of an uptick in confidence. Foot traffic is building again. We're hitting some pretty big numbers now, which is pretty good. So I think we can all sort of take a slight sigh of relief going into the new year that things, all the bad days seem to be slowly falling to the wayside. And just going back to the point before about the city centre in Auckland, we need Queen Street to be thriving. We need that to happen. It's in all of our interests, and I think it actually isn't as bad as people think it is.
You think? You think?
Just a media beat up.
Whoa! What? Hey, I want to get out. Let's get out of Auckland. Let's go right through. This person has flown all the way from. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi. Good.
What's your name?
Phil.
Where have you come from, Phil?
Cave.
Now, where's Cave?
It's halfway between Timaru and Feely.
Big round of applause for Phil from Cave. Look, why did you fly up for the show?
I used to go to backbenchers in Wellington and was gutted when that finished. So when I heard about your idea to bring this one, I was all over it.
And what's your stance on retail and jobs? Have a think about that. And you can email us from Cave, wherever that is. One day I'll get to Cave. But so if you just joined us on the radio, this is the panel. It's live. It's politics for the people. And I thought, well, let's have a bit of why don't we do a bit of something a bit special? And let's have the ballot box. Let's have a bloomin' biscuit tin right there. So, Holly, why don't you do the honours, take off the biscuit, and let's see what sort of topics are in the biscuit tin. Here we go. Right, the first one. What's the first one? What's that one? Yes. What does it say, Holly?
Should we decriminalise all drugs?
Whoa! Shall we do that one? Shall we do? All right. So, here we go. Wiggle your eyebrows if you've smoked pot. That's a lot of wiggle. That man wiggling. A lot of wiggling. All right. Around the panel. Should New Zealand decriminalise drugs? Heather Roy.
I really love the report that's come out from the New Zealand Drug Foundation. I think that it talks a lot of sense. There's decriminalisation and there's legalisation. They're different things. I think the two things for me are that drug addicts should be receiving health care. They shouldn't be criminalised. And the second thing is that the prohibition on drugs just drives crime, particularly through the gangs. And so there are very strong arguments, in my view, to legalise drugs.
So we're talking about this. Our 50-year drug law is a colossal failure, said the report Heather was talking about a few weeks ago. That report from the Drug Foundation, we're talking about that very soon. But Tessa, we're going on the guest, a person who did serious eye wiggling.
Keep sending me down the back of the room, Wallace. What's this about? Okay, who am I here with?
I will not disclose that.
Come on, mate. It's only New Zealand.
Okay, and what do you have to say about decriminalising drugs, mystery person?
Well, I think the overwhelming evidence points to addiction as a health issue and its history as a legal issue. You can actually trace back to the Reagan administration and Nancy Reagan's astrologer who told her she was going to save the world from the drug epidemic.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Simon Wilson, what do you think?
I want to ask Heather Roy, actually, if she'd like to consider going back into politics. Because I know she stands in a tradition of the ACT Party supporting decriminalisation of drugs, but it is not something you see in ACT very much today, that kind of enlightened thinking. So I'm with her, and I wish she could have some influence on the party she was once an MP for.
Okay. Holly Bennett, should we decriminalise drugs, all drugs?
I think there's a very valid case and discussion to be had around this. I would say that if I'm asked to go one way or the other, my answer would be yes rather than no. And the reason why I say that is because one of the biggest drugs that we have in this country is already legal, and that's waipiro.
Okay, fair point, fair point. I can recall talking to a community member in the far north saying no, because what he's seen in terms of drugs has ravaged his community in the far north. He doesn't want anything to do with decriminalising drugs. We've got alcohol, no more. We cannot, he said, decriminalise drugs. What would you say to that, Phil?
I voted in 2020 in the referendum to decriminalise marijuana. I think hard drugs need to be treated as a health issue from the viewpoint of the people who are addicted to it. For the people who traffic in that, who traffic in death, yeah, the harshest penalties that you can bring. I had people in my house for 9 weeks while I was overseas, turned it into a meth lab. They had 7-year-old kids in the house where the meth level was 200 times above the safe level. Those kids were not going to grow up with normal lives. I'm less angry about the damage, which was considerable, they did to my house, than the damage they were doing to those kids. But you've got to be evidence-driven, and you've got to look at what works to get people off drugs, and it's not putting them in prison, other than the traffickers. Yes, tough on the traffickers, but a health issue for the users.
Kia ora, Phil. Before we go to the Drug Foundation, is there anybody in the audience who really does not want the drugs to be decriminalised? They have find it very uncomfortable. Anybody? There's one here.
Yeah, I just do, because you see so much crime and read about so much crime, and it's always people who've been on meth or P.
Or alcohol?
No. Normally it's drugs, I think.
Tess, you got a guest? Sarah Helm is somewhere here. Oh, there we go, Sarah.
There we go. Thank you.
Kia ora, Sarah, how are you?
Very good.
Round of applause for Sarah, the head of the Drug Foundation. What do you make of Denise's assertion that it's people on meth, or actually Patrick says, or alcohol? What do you think, or what Denise said?
We most seriously have had a really big increase in methamphetamine harm in the country. We've had a doubling of consumption that has occurred over the last 18 months, and that is under our current drug laws. So if we do nothing, our drug problems will continue to get worse. We are losing 3 New Zealanders every week to overdose. Decriminalisation on its own won't fix everything, but we have gone through the evidence very carefully. Over 2 decades of evidence from Portugal, and 22 countries have decriminalised all drug use, 34-something have decriminalised cannabis. Use does not increase, but the acute harms come down. And the benefits are most significant when it's coupled with a big investment in a health approach. And that's one of the things we have failed to do. We need to really ramp up help and harm reduction.
Does that allay your fears, Denise?
I Oh, yeah. I mean, I also think about the victims too that are affected by the people taking it, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, so it's definitely not about encouraging use, it's about being realistic about what's happening and wrapping the best possible supports around people.
Can I just jump in? I want to sort of rope in our Deputy Mayor of Auckland on this particular issue here, because I saw you really wiggle your eyebrows. Just teasing. Calm down. But in terms of the complex nature of needs, we're seeing it a lot in Auckland. I mean, it's extraordinary. For example, in Hobson Street, what do you say to that? What's been done to fix or help that?
Look, I don't want to pass the buck, but it absolutely is a central government issue. They need to join together the social services agencies so that there's more sharing of data and information and money and resources to fix this problem. I pretty much agree with everything, sorry Denise, except for Denise, that's been said tonight. Because I think the Drug Foundation's hit the nail on the head, you know. We do need investment to support people who have serious drug addiction or who are doing some stuff on our streets that just isn't acceptable.
All right, there you go. So round of applause to Desiree Simpson there. Does not agree with you, so that means that Desiree Simpson is going to have to come into your store and buy a skirt from World.
Oh, a bit more than that.
Hey, let's move on. We haven't, gosh, it's only 5 minutes left. I want to sort of get this in because this was another huge issue across the week. So, the last month has been a complete shambles for our police. Some have called them a skimming case, the biggest scandal in decades. A scathing report into misconduct by the former Deputy Commissioner has snowballed by the day, even today, and now it's a kind of a who's who between Andrew Costa and various police ministers. Do you trust the police today? I want to start with Holly Bennett on this. Let's bring you in. Do you trust the police?
So what I would say is I come from a police family, so this is something that I care about deeply. When we're looking at this issue, what I would say is it's very important to separate the actions of a few of the actions of many. And I know that there has been much work done to improve the way in which the police in our country. And so when I think about this, I think it's despicable, I think it's disgraceful, and I do think the case has been made for the government to do a royal commission.
Okay, round of applause. Holly Bennett. Phil Goff, do you trust the police?
Well, you never give anybody in authority 100% trust. Who guards the guardians is an old saying. I think the latest incident, because it involved people at the very top of the police force, showed an incredibly appalling misjudgment in the Commissioner accepting the word of McSkimming, trusting him, and that it wasn't really, it was just a scorned woman. That deserved his removal from the job that he had subsequently moved to. I think you need an Inspector General of Police, if you have an Inspector General for the Security Intelligence Service. I had occasion to use that person at one stage. I think you need to properly resource the Independent Police Complaints Authority, because they look at 1% of the complaints that they received.
I would say yes and no. The element of this whole thing that has disturbed me the most is that it took the police a long time to withdraw the charge against the woman for supposedly harassing McSkimming, and they only withdrew that because of the public attention they were under. That, to me, spoke of something that was systemic and really troubling, and we need to have an inquiry to
Nudging
look
up
at that.
towards the top of the show, Heather Roy, do you trust the police?
I'm with Simon. Yes, yes and no for me too. I think there are some significant cultural issues that need to be attacked within the police. But I hear Holly when she says don't cast aspersions on every single police officer and police station in the country. So I think it's a very hard job. Many of them do a great job, but those cultural issues do need to be addressed.
Hey, we're getting there. I just want to go for what do you want to see in 2026? We're almost there. I'm going to go to the Chief Executive of the Free Speech Union. What would you like to see in 2026?
More debate, more constructive engagement, lots of good policies coming out of shared resources and lots of talking together. That's what I'd like to see in 2026.
And shall we give the final word to two young whippersnappers here? Wallace, what would you like for Christmas? Be honest.
A remote control car.
No, you're not getting that. All right. maybe. Baz, what would you like for Christmas?
A huge bunny snuggly with a bell from one of Santa's reindeers around it.
That's the way we go. Hey, round of applause for Heather Roy, Simon Wilson, Bill Goff, Holly Bennett. You guys have been just amazing. The panel! Hey, whenever you hear these horns, we are here always. Thanks for coming.